Peace, y'all. It's been a while, hasn't it? I've actually got some phone calls and some text messages asking if I was okay, if the Grattan didn't beat me up too bad, if I didn't get crashed or wrecked up there, if I wasn't sick or dying or something. It's been a while. My computer, I've been having computer issues, right, for a few weeks, maybe even a month or more. Sent it out to get fixed up, and ended up with a new hard drive and thought everything was okay. And a week later, it took a dump again and it wouldn't boot. So come to find out, probably the processor, the motherboard, the processor, RAM drive, and all that stuff. That's the only stuff we haven't changed. That's all about 12 years old, 10 to 12 years old. And the guy's guessing now that's what's wrong with it. Wanting $400 to use what I've already got to build me a new computer, new motherboard, new processor, new RAM drive, blah blah blah. For another $300, I just went out and bought me a new computer. I went out today and just bought a new computer. So here we are making a video, getting you caught up with what's going on. All the video, the 18 clips I took from the test day, all the little interviews that I did and the cool little videos I got, they're all on the old hard drive. They're not on cards anymore. When I upload them to my computer, I select the automatic delete so that once they're uploaded, they get deleted from the card. So when I'm done, the cards are clean and they're ready to be recorded on again. So here we are. We got Lair's twin here. We've worked on the vintage car a little bit. Making up some templates for the new tins, and playing around with the front brakes, getting spindles ready to go to weld back on. We found that, I don't know if I mentioned this before, we were worried about making this wider than the old one. We should have went a little bit wider because I think we're going to be a little too close there. But we actually, with the radius of this rotor, we could have, we could have done things a little differently, but we're going to need about, you can see that's bottomed out, so it's got to come out a little more. We're going to need about a 1/4 inch piece of plate in there. This mount is coming up about a 1/4 inch short. So we either got to make all new piece, or we need to weld a piece of plate on the hanger itself, and then, go ahead and weld the brackets onto the plate. Plate's going to have to be a little funky shaped, right? I mean, it can't go really past here because it'll get into that barrel. I'm sorry, with the camera. So we're going to play around. We'll play around with it a little bit and figure out what we got to do to get that to get those going. But we know what we've got isn't just going to bolt up and go. With Lair's ride here, we get the nose off. We found a whole bunch, of this, I don't know if you can see it down in here, this thread tape, this PVC tape on the thread. That's a no-no on brake systems. That is a no. You got to use the dope, the thread to pipe dope, right? The dope compound, whatever you want to call it, the pipe joint compound. That's what you use on those threads, or use nothing at all. They are tapered, so they should seal up if you crank them down tight enough. But you don't ever want to use the thread tape on the brake fluid, because the brake fluid is going to eat it. It's not compatible. So you can get air leaks there. He has says he's got full brake pedal, right? Full brake pedal. Brakes? Do the brakes work? Yeah, they work. He said 2 laps and the thing goes right to the floor. So that usually foot to the floor usually means lack of bleed. You're not bled, you got air in the system, or it's introducing air, it's leaking. And so what we're going to do is we're going to take all this stuff off, all the lines off. We're going to check the seal surface, the angled seal surface at the inside of those female line fittings. Make sure they're not cracked. They can get cracked from being over tightened. We'll make sure that the fittings themselves, because they're blue anodized, which means they're aluminum, which means it doesn't take too darn much. A little over tightening and you can crack those things. You can break them. They'll leak air there. If you don't have fluid leaking, it doesn't necessarily mean that it's not leaking air. Obviously, least resistance, right? I mean, you'll always leak air before you're leaking fluid. Easy test we could do is to zip tie or strap the pedal down with a tight, a lot of pressure, and put paper towels underneath everything. But if it doesn't leak fluid, it doesn't necessarily mean it's not leaking air. And air seems to be the problem. We don't see wet puddles of brake fluid juicy, even though, no offense, Larry, the car is a little dirty. We're not seeing any puddles of fluid, so it's not a fluid leaking problem. It's, either leaking air or the fluid's dirty. It's got water in it. If it gets moisture or water in it, that'll lead to super spongy, never really going to the floor. But we're going to tear it all apart. We're going to inspect every fitting. We're going to inspect each end of every brake line. We're going to pop all the calipers apart and master cylinders apart. Look at the bores, make sure they're not beat up and scratched. And if they are, we'll replace the calipers. If they're not, then we'll rebuild everything with all new parts. And put it all back together. This will be a .5 system. If it's not .5 now, it will be. Some folks have mentioned that they don't. Paul, as a matter of fact, Paul Nickel, he's an engineer. He should know better. And he's a German. He's a European. Full on German national. So he said to me up at Grattan that the fluid has nothing to do with the function of the brake and the temperature and all. But that's not at all true. .5 is a higher boiling point. They wouldn't call that out a higher boiling point if it didn't make a difference. When the fluid gets hot, and I have boiled brake fluid in my go-kart, I've seen 800-degree rotor temperatures with the laser gun. So it can happen. It can happen. You need, even though it's silicone and it attract, you just got to flush. It's a maintenance thing. You got to take care of your brakes, especially on a big, heavy, fast car like this. Brakes, super duper more important than how the motors are running. The brakes got to be right and perfect. You wouldn't put half-used tires on something like this, would you? No, you wouldn't. So you ain't going to put halfway fluid in your system either. So we'll work on this. We got time. I don't think he intends to run this thing before Mid-Ohio or maybe even Grattan in July. Like I said, it's the 12th of April. We got plenty of time. Got Rich and the boys, Rich and Kenny over at Rich's place, working on the karts, plural, 3 karts that we picked up from Mike Tracy in trade for some work that we did, and due to our good buddy Gary Cram down in Savannah, who Mike was going to give him these Enduro karts that he had left over from his storage unit. And Gary's fix them, clean them, refurbish them, and eventually sell them off. And that's what we're going to do. We're going to try to get them in the hands of guys that are going to run them. We don't want to just sell them just to sell them. We want to get them, we'll give somebody a good deal on these things, but they're nice pieces. One of them we're going to keep. The other 2, the nicer of the 2, Rich and Kenny are in the process of getting them all doctored up, cleaned up. We're going to get the brakes bled. We're going to get hubs, wheels, tires on them. And no motors and probably no seats. But, we're going to get them in a condition to get them to the track. They got full body work and stuff, so we'll polish them up, clean them up, and take them to the track. We'll advertise first on maybe here and maybe on some social media or something to take some photos and put the carts up for sale. But we're planning on taking them down to Mid-Ohio and putting for sale signs on them. And we're not taking a trailer, just load the 2 carts in the back of the truck and go down and just enjoy ourselves, visit with friends. Me and Kenny did that a couple years ago. Went to church on Sunday morning, and that was cool because we didn't have any reason to be at the track, so we didn't get back to the racetrack till 11:30. Races had already started, practice was over, and because we didn't have any carts, it was nice to be able to go and worship with other folks that believe the way you do. Nice little old school brick building at the bottom of Steam Corners Road, right there, Main Street, right in downtown Mansfield there. Nice little place. So, it's nice to be able to go sometimes and just take it in. You get to see the folks that you don't usually see at the track or have time to talk to when you're busy racing, got a program going. So, that's it. Little update. Computer was down, but we're back with a brand new piece. Got a nice, sweet little Dell computer, and we're gonna be plugging away over here, getting this thing. Once we get past these brakes, folks, it's bang, bang, bang. We're putting this thing together in no time. We'll get it done and get it in the trailer. So we got room Then we'll be, in the meantime, we'll be tearing Larry's stuff apart, ordering either new parts or rebuild parts for his stuff. Old Bessie here, we'd sure like to get fire in the hole and get started on her real soon, but, probably very slowly. This has got to go. This has got to get finished. And then, get the other carts cleaned up and ready to go to Mid-Ohio. That's June, so we got a lot of time. We ought to be on this thing, cutting, welding things together and getting this cart started to get built up. Certainly before we're heading to Mid-Ohio. But before we go out to the track again with the trailer access door has to get rebuilt. We have all the material. When we did the back doors, we ran out of time with the cold weather and what have you. And so we're going to rebuild the side door. We've got an RV handle that's going on it, so no more of the lock and the flip handle and all that stuff. Regular RV access with that thing. Maybe even put a window in the door, because we do kind of live in there when we're at the track. And then, of course, it's got to get painted and clear coated to match the truck. So, yeah, that's it. We're busy, staying busy, but we just haven't been able to share anything with you because we haven't had a computer. Now that we do, this will be the first video coming back from being off of the World Wide Web for a while. Tried using a phone and a tablet, and it's just not the same. It's just not the same. I'm a desktop guy. I like my desktop PC, and have come to rely on it. You can't buy and sell stuff with your phone. I wouldn't. There's no protection with your phone from the bad guys. So I have become not addicted, but accustomed to and lenient and needing that computer to just to do my daily stuff, man. I do Bible study on there and everything. So that's it. That's all I got for you for today. I know it's been a while and it's a bummer. We're going to get those video files and pictures and all of our documents and stuff extracted from that hard drive that was only in there for about a week before the thing finally took it down. But it could be months before that happens. So by then those videos will be irrelevant. Maybe we put them on the Vortexdriver website with the helmet cams. We did all last June's track day videos. The handheld videos are on that channel too. So if you look in here, go over there. It's right here. It's right here on the page, man. Just scroll down or whatever, and you'll see our other channel is the Vortexdriver RPM or something like that. Go over there because there's going to be stuff there that isn't here. No garage stuff over there, but you will get the interview type videos, handheld videos, and all the helmet cam is going to go over there. That's another thing. We didn't get any helmet cam in the cart from Grattan. So just quick, the water temp thing changing the gauge didn't do us any good. We still had the exact same erratic reading. Slowly, steadily rising on the gasket, off the gas, dropped 25, 30 degrees in water temp. So what we did get, stay right there. What we did get, I ordered these before the test, but they didn't show up in time, were what's called a direct mount, liquid-filled mechanical water temp gauge, right? This is a sweet little unit. It's only about a little less than 1.5 inches round. It's got some 3/8 pipe on the back, so you can directly tap, or you can put a brass fitting into something. This is your probe. It's going to go right in the water, right out the head, where the water pipe comes out of the head and turns next to the exhaust and goes down along the clutch. We're going to put an aluminum elbow in there and weld a bung to it, drill it and tap it, and we're going to put this thing right in, so it's literally looking right at me when I'm driving, right? I'll be able to just look right at it. And this will not fluctuate in temperature. You can literally pull off the track into the pit, shut the motor off, and you'll still see your high-end water temp. Liquid filled, so it'll take abuse, and it's direct mounts. You literally screw these things right into a V8 head. And those motors are shaking around. So this is the next best thing. Well, if we see a 120, 130, 140 degrees, pretty standard, regular after 4, 5, 6 laps with this thing, we won't bother looking at the digital numbers anymore. We might even change it to spark plug temperature. you know, just to get away from it. But that's it. That's all we got for you today. I know it's been a while. And for those of you that was sitting at home wondering, gee, I hope Robert's okay. No, I didn't catch the bug. And if I did, I'd still be good and strong. Love y'all. Hang in there. Godspeed. I'm praying for you. Pray for me. We're hanging out in the garage. We're trying to get some stuff done. Hang in there, y'all.